Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to coverage of Prodigy Racing Network's coverage of the Budweiser All-Star Series, our channel's flagship program, finally back here on the channel. We welcome you to the famous, or rather infamous, Talladega Super Speedway for today's coverage of the Toyota Racing Development 299. Because remember, this is basically a rip-off ARCA series. And we don't run very long races on this series, but welcome to Talladega Super Speedway. Last time we were here, this was the side of the finish between Ryan Apt and Ryan Hill, where Ryan Hill ended up getting his second, or actually his first win out of five race wins in season 1 last season. And will he be able to do it again? I do not have the graphic prepared, but let's take a look at your standings heading into this one. Ryan Hill extends his lead. He finished 4th in in Tuesday's race at the Richmond Raceway. He has 1,106 points. He's got about a 300-point lead over Paul Rivera, 200 point. So this is basically insurmountable. However, there is still a battle for who's going to get the most wins this season, as right now 3 drivers have more than one victory. That is Ryan Hill, Alex McCumber, and Tracy Bennett, all of which have 2 victories on the season. As for the pole count here, the pole award, we're about to find out if, actually, no, you can see him right there. Josiah Smith grabbed the pole. That's his first pole of the season. Which, actually, I might as well calculate the points here while I have it up. So Josiah Smith was his first pole of the season. Darren Claw right next to him looked at getting his second pole of the season. Would have tied the most poles of the season. However, Brian Cox, Tracy Bennett, and Miranda Nagayan are tied with 2 poles apiece. That is the most pole awards this season. Well, without further ado, let's take a look at your starting lineup presented by none other than Xfinity 10G. Somehow these drivers are faster than Xfinity 10G. And let's take a look at your starting lineup. Josiah Smith nabs his first pole of the season, fresh off of he's not fresh off of a win. That is his teammate, but he's starting on pole. He'll be starting next to Darren Claw, who has a pretty good track record at super speedways. Obviously won at Daytona last season. Fortunately didn't do the same at Daytona this season. Talladega has been a pretty sorry track for that number 7 car, but let's see if this will be better for him. He starts in second. In row 2, you have Nicholas Offman still looking for his first win of the season. His first win came at the Pepsi at Rocky Mountain Grand Prix. Hoping to change that here today. He starts alongside Pascal Daly. After that, you got Tavon Taylor. 2 races in a row where he finished second in Richmond. He's hoping to get a win here in Talladega. He starts next to Jesus Gonzalez. After that is Miranda Nagayan. She'll be starting next to Brian Cox. Tracy Bennett has 2 wins on the season, but he's still looking for his 3rd. He is going to be going next to Kevin Wedge, who has, he's a defending Super Speedway winner as he won at Daytona. Daniel Van Hewley will be starting next to Pasong Chetri in the number 41 car. He'll be looking for his first win of the season, too. 12th place start, not bad at all for Talladega. Alex McCumber will be starting next to Paul Rivera. After that, you have Julian Boone, the defending winner at Richmond, as he starts alongside Ryan Apt, who last season came so close to winning here at Talladega. It was a photo finish between him and Ryan Hill. Thankfully, he's a lot further back. After that, we have Sheldon Gatineau starting alongside Kyle Diaz. Garrett Rains inside the top 10 in points. He's looking to extend that. He starts next to Chase Sawyer. Ryan Hill, the winner last season at Talladega, unfortunately did not have a very good qualifying effort. He'll be starting next to Carter Brown. Jake Wild will be starting next to Drew Foster. Did not qualify so well, but he's coming off of a high after 2 top 15s at Richmond. After that, you have Morgan Starr alongside Jordan McClure. After that, you have Byron Martin alongside Matt Holland. And finally, rounding out the field will be Tyler Bates. There's your Xfinity 10G starting lineup. And now, for the most famous words in motorsports. I don't know who the voice coding is for, so I'm not going to say their name, but for the most famous words in the motorsport, let's head down to the pit lane. Never mind. I completely forgot that I had the thing muted, so that's perfectly wonderful. I had the source muted. Alright, and I guess I really screwed up because there they go off a pit road. So the drivers get themselves lined up. This track, it's really hard to sprint up. It's really hard to, like, run up the banking of the racetrack, let alone race on it. So these drivers have a bit of a task here as they get ready to start the race, but 70 miles an hour is the pace speed here at Talladega. And today, 35 laps around this 2.7-mile superspeedway. This track was built in the late 60s at its first race. I believe it was in 1969. It was to... Bill France wanted to build a superspeedway that was bigger than Daytona, and he was successful. However, he did go into debt with this place. The first race here at Talladega in 1969 was an absolute disaster with a lot of the drivers. Of course, this was when NASCAR had a bit of there was a bit of a drivers union trying to start up, and a lot of drivers ended up walking out on Bill France. So what France had to do, he had to bring in a lot of the lower series drivers to complete that first race. There's actually a really good Slap Shoes video about it on YouTube if you want to check that out. But this track has a lot of history here, and it's been here for the last 50 some odd years. It'll be here for 50 more, hopefully. As they come down into the tri-oval near the Geico restart zone, Josiah Smith already has a win this season. He's looking for his second one. Darren Claw looking for his first win of the season. He last won in race 12 at Nashville Fairgrounds. Green flag in the air here in Talladega. Darren Claw on the outside. Everybody's starting to get themselves into position. We're seeing someone try to go 3 wide toward the middle of the pack. Claw will drop down in front of Josiah Smith. Pascal Daly, this is the highest position he's been in front here up in this is the highest position he's been up in since the start of the season. Just ignore the fact that we still have the Gen 4 sound pack in the cars here. I forgot to switch to the late model sound pack. I switched the graphic, but I didn't switch the sound pack. We got a massive move there by Daniel Van Hewley. Uh-oh, we got people coming down into pit road. Something is wrong with the 33 of Brian Cox. And the engine's off. Something is wrong with the 33. 4 wide toward the back. It was 4 wide there until Drew Foster let off the gas. But this is the kind of racing you expect to see at Talladega. And something was wrong with the 33. He came into pit road, and this seems to happen every single time he comes to a super speedway. He wrecked out at Daytona earlier this year. He had a pretty big wreck in Daytona in Season 1 that forced him out of competition. Almost 3 wide up toward the top here. Tracy Bennett, almost a home track here, as he's right there on the Alabama border. He was born in Pensacola, Florida, which is not very far from Mobile. Now, you want to talk about a hometown hero. You got Tavon Taylor in the number 18. He's from Alabama. Actually, not very far in central Alabama. He's from the city of Utah, spelled E-U-T-A-W. So, that's a hometown hero right there in the 18. 3 wide for the lead between Josiah Smith, Darren Claw, and Tracy Bennett. Pasang Chetri is helping the 48 car on the bottom here. That's a Ford helping a Chevy there. You got another Chevrolet there with Nicholas Alfelman getting pushed by Pascal Daly in a Ford. 3 wide contact between Pascal Daly and Tavon Taylor. Ran in a guy and getting a little bit of a push from Kevin Wedge. Jesus Gonzalez pushing the 3 of Josiah Smith here on the bottom. Up on the top. And this pack is broken away. We have 2 packs to watch now. Right now, Garrett Rains is leading that leading that that second pack. And Kevin Wedge has fallen. Or sorry, no, Kevin Wedge has moved up into second. Be nice. Tracy Bennett has the 72 on his bottom here. Can he make a move? Side by side, it's a drag race here toward the line. Kevin Wedge will not lead that lap. 1/100th of a second was this gap between the 72 and the 48. Kevin Wedge has not led a lap since his win at Daytona. And Jesus Gonzalez looking for his first career win, pushing him there. And 3 by 3 toward the middle of the pack here. Looks like the entire pack is joined back up here. This is crazy. Absolutely insane racing here by these drivers here in the Budweiser All-Star Series. And look at that! That's Tyler Bates in the 96. He started last. Now he's working his way toward the middle of the pack. And this could be their only legitimate shot of getting something going here. Drew Foster, unfortunately, is sucked back in with the rejects. Matt Holland and Jake Wild. That 56 car is about to be in last place here. Far cry from where he was in Richmond. It seems like that 56 car has just been so inconsistent all season. Ryan Hill really not in a good way right now as he is almost toward the end of that pack. However, the nature of super speedway racing, he'll probably be able to make himself back up there. Ryan Apt now moving into second place. And here comes Kyle Diaz, the highest he's been all season, looking to lead his first lap of the season. Kyle Diaz hasn't performed very well on the short ovals lately. He's been finishing in the back pretty much every single race, but that number 11 car has some speed. Here comes the 96. Tyler Bates on the bottom, the rookie being pushed by Ryan Hill. What did I say? 4 wide toward the back. This will not end very well. They're so close to each other, you can basically slip a piece of paper under them. Kyle Diaz will lead his first lap of his Budweiser All-Star Series career. But here comes his teammate, the winner at Indianapolis Raceway Park this season, Paul Rivera. They are 3 by 3, almost 4 wide toward the back here. We could see a caution come out in the next couple of laps. Jordan McClure looking for his first win since his Season 1 victory in the 7th race of the season at Colorado National Speedway. Brian Cox still in pit road. Something is seriously wrong with that 33. I think he might end up retiring from the race. Uh-oh, these guys are getting a little too impatient here, and that's something you do not want to do here at Talladega. 3 wide in front of Ryan Hill. You can see that there. There's Tavon Taylor in the number 18 T-Mobile Camry. And he tries to move to the bomb, but the 6 is right there. And here comes Darren Claw. Last season, he swept the Nashville Fairgrounds races. He won at Daytona, and he won the Best of the Best Challenge. Although that race did not count for points. Right now, he is in serious jeopardy. Actually, no, he's not. He's got a pole this season. He'll make it into the Best of the Best Challenge, but Pasong Chetri now into first place. The first time the young Bhutanese driver has led this entire season, I believe. And right now, he's doing it well. He's holding off Tracy Bennett. He'll have to move to the bomb eventually to keep that run from Kevin Wedge getting to him there. There's more cars on the bomb to work with. 26 laps to go when Passon crosses the line, or maybe even Tracy Bennett as he moves to the bottom now. He's got a massive run on the bottom. Side by side between Chetry and Bennett. And Garrett Rains even's about to make a move here. Passon Chetry will not lead that lap. 4 wide for 4th place, now for 3rd place. Kevin Wedge, Chase Sawyer, Garrett Rains, and Carter Brown. Carter Brown was involved in that side-by-side photo finish at the Modal Breaks 300 earlier this year at Daytona. Almost got his first career win with his new team. And give the credit where credit is due. That 21 car, really good at super speedways. Once again, finished 2nd at Daytona. Right now, he's battling for the lead here in Talladega. Here comes Sheldon Gatineau, the Canadian, now on the bottom. Sheldon Gatineau didn't really lead a lap since that win in Chicagoland. And now he's going to lead a lap here. 4 wide for 2nd. Ryan Hill, Kyle Diaz, Byron Martin, and Nicholas Uppelman sent it 4 wide. You make one mistake, everybody's going to get taken out here. What a race thus far here in Talladega. Oh, contact between Jordan McClure and Kyle Diaz. And we got people up into the wall up there coming off of turn 3. Oh, man, Diaz a little too close for comfort there on the high side. He's got Nicholas Uppelman, Sheldon Gatineau, Ryan Hill, and Passon Chetry right there with him. 3 by 3 for 1st place. And Paul Rivera will lead them back to the stripe here. We still have almost 20 laps to go here. Holy crap. Man, they are really battling back there for that position. We go into the spectator cam, we can kind of see them a little bit better here, but we can't really see how big the gap is until they were, oh my lord, 4 wide back there. That is Martin, Daly, Apt, and Taylor. Morgan Starr looking for the lead here at Talladega. Now they're going to come in for their first round of pit stops. Ryan Apt's going to come in through the tri-oval. Will he lead them back to the stripe here? I've said this 3 times already, but he won the season, or he almost won the season 1 race at Talladega. Eventually, he would get his revenge after winning at New Hampshire. Uh-oh, we got incidents on pit road. Some of the rejects have ran into each other. And Jake Wild has some damage. Well, if he wasn't competitive now, he's not, or if he wasn't competitive at the start of the race, he's not going to be competitive now, that's for sure. Nobody else appears to have damage, and it looks like Paul Rivera might be the first one out of pit road. Just depends on if Josiah Smith gets out first. And he will not. Morgan Starr, second off pit road. I never thought I'd ever see that in my lifetime. Tavon Taylor, Jesus Gonzalez. Josiah Smith does end up getting off pit road, but Tracy Bennett will pass him. That will put him into 5th place. Yes, 5th place when they cycle out. Everybody else coming down into pit road. It looks like everybody in the entire... Well, he brought the entire country with him on that one. Carter Brown and Byron Martin already out of their stalls. That is Daniel Van Heuvel and Sheldon Gatineau, 2 teammates there, both getting into their stalls. Jordan McClure about ready to get out of his stall. He's waiting. The 38-year-old out of Breckenridge, Texas, still looking for his first win since Colorado last year. Believe he won that race because of a wreck by, I can't remember who. I think he wrecked someone for the win. Season 1 was in 2022, man. I can't remember how far. I can't remember that far back with this series. But it looks like everybody's cycling back out. Ryan Apt is still in the lead as it stands, but Morgan Starr, Tavon Taylor are drafting off each other there. Although, let's be honest, Morgan Starr's probably not going to lead for very long, even if he does get it. Morgan Starr's probably been one of the better... No, he's actually not, because... No, he's not, because Cody Long is actually... He's slaughtering him in the standings. Morgan Starr's a full-time driver on Range Racing, and he's getting slaughtered by his part-time teammates. Now, to be fair, Tyler Bates, he's actually not done that well in the standings. He's actually dead last, I believe. but that's because he's only ran a handful of races this season. And you want to talk about bad, Paul Wilson, he was supposed to make a start in that 96 this season. He hasn't made a start yet. However, we're hearing reports that he will probably be running full-time in the Bud Light Series next season, so that's good. Most of the field's pretty spread out here. The leader right now is Ryan Apt. However, don't expect him to hold on to that for very long. As here comes Garrett Rains and Paul Rivera. You have all three manufacturers being represented in the top 10 here. Chevy, Toyota, and Ford. All 1, 2, 3. Here comes Jesus Gonzalez. El Luchador coming up into the top, here in the top side. Getting off the back of the 47 now, and Paul Rivera is going to take the lead away from Ryan Apt in the 47 car. Is it 3 wide? No, I thought it was 3 wide. Oh, Jesus is up there in the top side still, but it will be 3 wide for fourth, actually. Morgan Starr doing a really good job holding on to that spot. The experience is really showing. One of the few drivers into their 30s here in this series. I believe Kevin Wedge, who's 31. You also got Drew Foster, I believe, is 33. And we mentioned, oh, Matt Holland's also in his 30s. He's a 30-year-old rookie. Out of that, you also got some... Yeah, you definitely got Jordan McClure. He's 38. Definitely the oldest car in the field. Last year, if you remember Sam Fitzgerald, he was the oldest car in the field at the age of 42. Marian Nagayan is 31. So we got a handful of drivers that are into their 30s, but everybody else is either fresh out of high school or into their early 20s. Except for being Brian Cox, I believe he's 28. I know that Greg Ramirez is 28. Or not Greg Ramirez, sorry. Paul Rivera. Greg Ramirez actually, he'll be into the Bud Light Series next season. He'll be 39 when the Bud Light Series starts. Obviously, I do not age these drivers by calendar year. I actually age them by seasons. So, yeah, that's interesting. Well, pretty spread out here, other than a couple of packs formed here and there. However, the 18 has managed to get a good pack forming here. Here comes Jesus Gonzalez as he's now on the inside. Who got the halfway bonus, actually? Uh-oh. I didn't even bother to pay attention to that, so I'm going to pause this real quick, and we'll go back to lap 17. I know that's a little bit cheating, but... Okay, so it's after lap 17. So who got... Paul Rivera is going to get the 5 bonus points, so that's really good to know. Paul Rivera, 5 bonus points. Right now, your fastest lap award, your Xfinity 10G fastest lap, will go to Sheldon Gatno in the 60 car. Right now, probably his first fastest lap award of the season. He's done extremely well here in terms of the timetables. Right now, he's sitting up in 21st, which with that pit cycle is to be expected. Morgan Starr, by the grace of God, is currently leading this race. He's led his first career lap here in the Budweiser All-Star Series, but here comes Garrett Rains, a much faster car now on the bottom. Not really on the bottom, he's in the middle. Jesus Gonzalez, though, is making that middle work. He's got, I believe that's his teammate, the 47 of Ryan Apt. I've got to change that. You know what? After this race, I promise, after this race, I'm making a new Coca-Cola paint scheme for him. Because that, I agree, looks ugly. However ugly it is, though, it has a chance to lead a lap here in Talladega, but nope, his teammate Ryan Apt will take it out from under him. Here comes Kyle Diaz in the 11 car. Might get demoted to the Bud Light Series next season, so he's going to have to make something work here. Byron Martin shifting to the bottom here. Pasong Chetri still making it work, and despite the equipment he's been in, Pasong has actually made it kind of work. He's still mid-pack in the standings, don't get me wrong, but he is doing he's doing well for his car. Out of 29 drivers, he's currently 18th in points. Now, he's a little bit far back from Ryan Apt, who's in 17th right now, but that hopefully will change as the rest of the season goes on. Remember, guys, this is round number 13 in the Budweiser calendar. Look at that. 4 wide for second place it was. Kevin Wedge, the Daytona winner, trying to defend his Super Speedway crown. 31-year-old out of Paducah, Kentucky, trying to keep himself in check here. Uh-oh, we got lap cars coming up. It's Jake Wild. Uh-oh, I don't like where this is going. Oh, nope, never mind. He'll move up there. Drew Foster, the Richmond winner, or the Richmond Day 1 winner, currently being held up on the top side there a little bit, but right now he was in 4th when they crossed the line, and it looks like that pack has caught back up. So it's good to see that Drew Foster has gotten away from the rejects. Speaking of rejects, there's Matt Holland right there. He's about to be a lap down. Him and Jake Wild are the only ones that are really out of contention. I expected Morgan Starr and Tyler Bates to be out of contention, but right now, it looks like they're doing decent right now. They're still within that pack. Drew Foster, unfortunately, got held back because of the lap car, and here Kevin Wedge just got screwed. Screwed with a rusty... Nah, I shouldn't say that. Probably shouldn't say that. Matt Holland's holding up Tavon Taylor. It's so stupid, and it's so pointless to hold up lap cars, or sorry, it's to hold up leaders as a lap car at Talladega of all racetracks. It's stupid. There's no other word. It's stupid. 4 wide between Kevin Wedge, Josiah Smith, Garrett Rains, and Pasong Chetri once again. I'm wondering if we're going to see another round of pit stops here, because they did pit about 15 laps ago. Pasong Chetri into second place. Kyle Diaz with a 3/10 lead over the driver from Bhutan. And Drew Foster moving his way back into third place here. Foster with a heck of a run. It's going to be 3 wide for the lead here. 3 wide. Drew Foster is edging out that 41 by a nose. The 12 car moving up. Remember, that is not a lap car. He is battling for position, which is something you would not expect from the 12. And Pasong Chetri and Kevin Wedge are coming into pit road, so I guess that answers my question. When they cross the line, it'll be 9 laps to go here in Talladega. Man, Kyle Diaz, he wants this first win bad. He wants to solidify himself within Joe Gibbs Racing pretty badly here. That 11 car is not going anywhere. Just to put into perspective how bad he wants this win, right now he is sitting 23rd in the Budweiser All-Star Series standings. 23rd. Kyle Diaz moving down the pit road. He doesn't really have much of a choice. Byron Martin now holding on to that second place spot. Paul Rivera has been up in the top 3 all day. If he can defend properly, he might be able to win this race. Next time they cross the line, it'll be 7 laps to go. And this is going to be a dead heat to decide who wins this race. Kevin Wedge is out of pit road. He might go a lap down, but that's not going to matter because the leaders still have to pit. I bet this, you know what I think these guys are doing, and same goes for that group back there with Miranda Nagai and her teammate. Those Toyotas back there are working together. The only Toyota that's not in there is Jordan McClure, but I think these guys are in groups. They're going to pit as a group here. I'm pretty sure they decided this during the race, or during driver's meeting or something like that. What these guys... Oh, a little bit of a shaving off of Byron Martin from Garrett Rains. He came in way too hot in the pit road, and right now that 33 is still in pit. I don't know why the game just doesn't retire him at this point. NR 2003, ladies and gentlemen, and it doesn't know when to make drivers quit, I guess. Jordan McClure coming into pit road now. 7 laps to go to determine the winner of this race. Ryan Apt is your current leader, and you can see Carter Brown there on the bottom, about to get lapped. Man, Carter already gets lapped when it's a speedway race. Why can't he just get a break here in Talladega? But Ryan Apt is about to get into pit road now. Morgan Starr was about to go a lap down, as he probably should. But this should reset a lot of the field here. Matt Holland obviously probably doesn't have a snowball's chance of getting back on the lead lap even with the pit cycle. There's Julian Boone, your winner at your Richmond Day 2 winner. Still stands as the most recent new winner in the Budweiser All-Star Series. By the way, if you check out our spreadsheet, which is where all the points, driver rosters, etc., schedule, driver roster, standings, and even added new to this to the spreadsheet is an all-time wins list. So if you this series is probably going to be around for a very long time, so it's going to be nice to keep track of the history of the series. So check out our spreadsheet. We'll also probably be archiving the points from here on out too. We've lost the points from Season 1, so RIP Season 1 stats. Right now, your leader is still Ryan Apt, although he probably will come into pit road sooner rather than later. Is he gonna? Obviously, he's not gonna stretch it, is he? If he stretches his fuel run, that's just amazing. Well, either way, even if he doesn't get caught down by a pit strategy, it's going to be at the hands of Garrett Rains, Byron Martin, Paul Rivera, and Kyle Diaz. The field has spread out quite a bit here at Talladega Superspeedway. Miranda Nagai into the top 10 now, trying to get herself back up in the standings where she was. Tavon Taylor diving down to the bottom. He's got Kevin Wedge there. This is the... Well, I can't really say it's a battle for 6, considering literally everybody is battling for positions here in Talladega. And Ryan Apt does get swallowed up by the leaders here. I bet the thing that's going through his mind is, no way in hell am I going to lose to a Toyota again. Kyle Diaz finally on par with his teammates, as he's right up there with the 19 of Paul Rivera. Kyle Diaz in the second place, Byron Martin in third, Ryan Apt fourth, and Garrett Rains fifth. When they cross the line, it'll be 3 laps to go here in Talladega. And we got drivers in pit road. That is Nicholas Uffelman and Pasong Chetri. However, oh, the 00 is out of the race. We'll have to investigate that when the race concludes. But Pasong Chetri, Nicholas Uffelman are both in pit road. They've been there for an extended amount of time. Kind of wondering if they didn't get into something on pit when they were coming into pit road. However, the 00 of Jake Wild is the last one, is the first one to officially retire. We will probably count the 33 as officially retired, or as unofficially retired here, considering he's been in pit road since the very start of the race. He pulled off onto pit road at the very, very start of the race. Right here comes Ryan Apt trying to get something going to get his second career win, his first win at Talladega, trying to avenge his season 1 loss at this racetrack. 2 to go here in Talladega. Paul Rivera looking for his second win of the season. Kyle Diaz looking for his first career win. And not only that, his first top 5 of the season. Either way, that might be guaranteed. Nicholas Uppelman is officially out of the race. But here comes that very large pack behind him. I don't think they're going to get there in time before the final lap, though. That being led by Kevin Wedge, Tavon Taylor, Miranda Nagayan, Pascal Daly, and Jesus Gonzalez. They're all in a line here. This kind of reminds me of the 2001 Daytona 500 and how we kind of finished, because these guys were in a bit of a train here up in the top 4. But here they are, 1 lap to go, presented by Budweiser. Paul Rivera probably going to get the most laps led award here because of that, because of these last couple laps alone here. Kyle Diaz right behind him. Diaz hasn't done anything all season. Now he's got a chance. Looking to the bottom is Ryan Apt. Apt looking to the bottom. The 11's going to block. The 47's got him right where he wants him. The 19 holding on strong. He's defending as they come into the tri-oval. Just a couple more corners to go. Ryan Apt getting beat out by the 69. The 11 goes to block. Here comes Paul Rivera down at the bottom. He's going to do it. Paul Rivera is going to get 2 wins on the season. He wins the Toyota Racing Development 299 at Talladega Superspeedway. Kyle Diaz second and Ryan Apt third. 2 consecutive back-to-back top 3s at Talladega Superspeedway in his career. Garrett Rains fourth. Byron Martin with his first top 5. A lot of the drivers that shouldn't have done well have done very well today. And Drew Foster gets another top 15. That's going to mean a lot for his team. Man, these drivers will come down into pit road, and what a finish that was. Pasang Chetri doesn't technically retire, but might as well count him as such, as he finishes 27th on the day. And Brian Cox doesn't leave pit road at all. And Matt Holland actually finished in the top 25 today, so that's a really good race for him. Tyler Bates was battling toward the front today. He finishes in 24th, unfortunately. Sheldon Gatno, what happened to that 60 car? And the same goes for his teammate Daniel Van Hewley. He finishes 21st. And the second win on the season will go to Paul Rivera. And he will move up into... and he will move up into... he'll be tied with Darren Claw in third place for the most most wins on his career. So good job, Paul Rivera. He was tied for 4th heading into this. But him and Darren Claw tied for 3rd. And he's only got 3 wins to go until he takes 2nd place in the all-time wins list. But Paul Rivera will win at Talladega. He won earlier this season at Lucas Oil Raceway Park. And as for the race wins war, Toyota gets a little bit more of an advantage. They now have 7 wins on the season. Chevrolet and Ford are tied with 3 wins apiece on the season. So Toyota is just once again absolutely dwarfing the competition. We got 7 races to go, ladies and gentlemen. After that, New Hampshire Motor Speedway is coming up on Monday. Tuesday, we will not be racing. Neither will we be racing on Wednesday, well, Wednesday's probably a day off until we can get another series racing on Wednesday, but, I will be out of town on Tuesday, so keep that in mind. I think our new days are going to be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday because because we're not doing the 2012 resimulation project anymore. I'll figure something out. Let's take a look at your finishing order before we go today. Paul Rivera wins the race. Kyle Diaz second. Really good job by the 11 today. He's usually not in second place, but he did really well today. Ryan Apt third. Garrett Rains fourth. And Byron Martin, I'm really proud of him. Carter Brown gets back-to-back top 10s at super speedways. He finished in second at Daytona. He finishes sixth here. Jordan McClure finished seventh, his highest finish in a very long time. Alex McCumber, Tavon Taylor, and Josiah Smith round out the top 10. Jesus Gonzalez, Morgan Starr, Pascal Daly, Kevin Wedge, Drew Foster, Miranda Nagayan, Tracy Bennett, Ryan Hill, Julian Boone, Darren Claw round out your top 20. Daniel Van Hewley, Chase Sawyer, Sheldon Gatineau, and Tyler Bates will round out the guys that finish on the lead lap. Matt Holland rounds out the top 25, finishing a lap down. Unfortunately, Nicholas Uffelman, Pasong Chetri, Jake Wild, and Brian Cox did not finish the race. Although the game marked two of them as just laps down. But Nicholas Uffelman did officially retire from the race. Jake Wild, kind of wondering what happened to that 00 car. So before we go, we're going to investigate that real quick. Okay. So what happened to that 00 car? It didn't bring out a caution, so I'm going to assume that it happened on pit. Oh, it did. Uh-oh. That 00 car is not a very good, well-constructed car to begin with. And Nicholas Uffelman, that's what happened. So that's what happened to take out the 00 and the 5. Let's go on board with Nicholas Uffelman. Well, I knew something was wrong. I just didn't know what. And poor Jake Wild, he got taken out. It wasn't even his fault. And he just retired from the race as soon as he got into his pit stall. Horrible luck for Jake Wild, and it's just unfortunate that his day came to an end just like that. Nicholas Uffelman needs to be a little bit more careful on the pit road. We see a lot of accidents on pit road at Talladega Superspeedway and Daytona. And this is why. They carry way too much speed heading into pit road, and it's just bad for everybody. We will not be anywhere until tomorrow. That's a lie. Coming up tomorrow, it's your Saturday smorgasbord of races as the MCRL goes to the Daytona Road Course. We'll have the stream scheduled here very shortly. I believe that race will take place at about the same time, so you can expect that to be whenever the last race was. And then, of course, you got IFAR coming up. Jennerstown Speedway, that'll be at 10 p.m. as always. They're going to be at Jennerstown Speedway, a short track, so may God have mercy on their souls. Other than that, we'll see you guys tomorrow for your Saturday lineup of races. Sunday we have off, and Monday the Budweiser All-Star Series heads to New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the Progressive 300. Will Ryan Apt defend his win at the bigger version of the paperclip for a 75-lap showdown? And then Friday we got, depending on the DSRA race, it could be Tuesday, it could be Friday. We have the Bluegrass 200 at Kentucky Speedway. That'll be 67 laps. We'll be off on Tuesday, Wednesday, and probably Thursday. No, we won't be off on Thursday. We'll be off on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then Saturday, we got the MCRL races, and then we got the IFAR finale at Homestead. So that's your lineup for next week's slate of races. However, that's enough talking from me. I'm out of breath. Thank you guys so much for watching today's race. Paul Rivera finally, with a multi-win season here, as he'll get his second win of the season here at Talladega Super Speedway. We'll see you on Friday. We'll see you tomorrow for the MCORL race at Daytona. Once again, the Send It 225 at Daytona will be tomorrow for the MCORL.
Oh,